Good morning. The only real play of the day yesterday, Fulham coming from behind against Brentford. It was a little troubling. It was a London derby, so anything can happen. But the in-play stats were absolutely emphatic about Fulham. And they did what they did against Newcastle at home. Emphatic stuff, but it took two very, very late goals. That's why you do insurance. Okay. That's why you do insurance. So you're there till the very end. I did +1 only because it was a derby. 92nd, 97th minute winner. Thoroughly deserved. If you look at the in-play stats, it's leaning strongly in one direction. Great trade. Hopefully you spotted it yourself. Bit quiet elsewhere. 1, 2, 3 overs. But if you look at some of these, and I'll show you a new technique or an idea in the next live stream for over 2.5 goals. It's quite simple. Recent matches, seasonal form, head-to-heads. Put all those three together. If all of those three are showing decent overs, and I think we've got a possible play. Lock in the fact that this is a 74% over 2.5 goal league, and you'll be on your way there. So Cardiff and Bristol, for example, very poor overs, but off we go. It's a great league, as you know. Serie A, no real play from me yesterday. Genoa thoroughly deserved that win against Parma. I think the odds were a little awry here because the in-play stats were solidly with the Genoese throughout. You could have laid the draw second half if you trusted Genoa. It took until the 79th minute, so it was a bit hit and miss, but it was a deserved win for Genoa. Lazio getting the win against Cagliari. This is another post-Europe or pre-European. I think they're involved in Europe. Lazio maybe on a Thursday. It's a struggle, but they got there in the end. An equaliser. That's typical of those European performances, isn't it? On to today. I don't like the Champions League, trading it very much. I don't like staying up till 3 a.m. to start my work either, but I might have to do so this evening. For those following the live stream, I started with 186 quid. Now it's up to 338. My stakes will be increasing to a fifth of that. So a little bit of Carol Vorderman maths here. That will be 6 and about 67 quid now instead of 40. So I'm practicing or trying compounding. As the betting bank increases, your stakes increase. As your stakes increase, your profits increase. Bank increases, stakes increase, profit increase. We haven't mentioned the loss, of course. That's the floor. Championship today, 2.5 the favourite, 2.45 the favourite, 2.2, 2.2, 2.1 the favourite. It's extremely difficult to unpack. I have done the research for members. Plymouth and Portsmouth, you would be looking at a potential 3-pointer here for both of these two in dire form. And despite having Wayne Rooney football genius, Plymouth are in poor form. Portsmouth, newly promoted, could be vulnerable or could be targeting this for a win. So that would stand out for me. Middlesbrough have been dodgier than an Arthur Daly motor. I wouldn't be trusting them. And that's at home. They've been poor. So away from home, as Les Dennis would say. English Professional Development League. Be looking at over 2.5 goals again, particularly as we've got 4 out of 4 over. 4 out of 4 odds-on favourites. If you really wanted to just make sure, just give that a click. Look at the head-to-heads. Just look at the recent matches. Well, 10-1. It's pretty much just scraping over 2.5 goals there for Sheffield United. Looks like both teams have scored in the last 4, which is promising. And looking at Hull, we've had 2 instances of 4 goals being scored. We've got over 2.5 goals through the roof. Looking at the head-to-heads, they do peter out at 1-1, but that's not necessarily a bad thing for over 2.5 goals, unless it's scored very, very late. So just be a little wary with that. But that 10-goal haul for Sheffield United could see them very strong overs candidate. Champions League. I'm not sure the research will help. These are, as I keep styling, derby-style matches, which means, like Brentford and Fulham, they could be difficult to read, and any, for example, any goal from AC Milan might not be a shock. Liverpool by Leverkusen, if this ends 0-0, I will become a ladyboy. That, you have my word. Well, you don't, because it was 0-0 last match, Leverkusen Stuttgart, and I can't afford the surgery just yet. Dortmund Sturm Graz, 1.17, absolutely stands out on the odds, but it's a tough coupon. 2.5 the favourite, new to the Champions League, very tough to unpack. Monaco losing on Friday, one at 1.28. That's how important this competition is for them. Very, very tough to unpack. In-play stats, or not at all. Celtic, I don't know what Leipzig are doing, only at 2.15. That could be the steal of the century later on. I can't see sides like Celtic with that poor SPL, lack of competitive football, lack of stretching the side. I can't see Celtic really landing a blow, but they are at home and the market fancies them. So I'll put those two together. But entering the match, I would be leaning towards Leipzig. The Bundesliga is far, far better quality than the SPL. Lille and Juve is yet another imponderable. Very, very tough to unpack. Man City against Sporting Lisbon. We'll get a first look at the new Manchester United manager. He's going to last about a week. Man City, 1.8 could be a good price by the end of the night. Did lose at the weekend, as you know, famously, as did Arsenal. And take the positive out of that, 100% fixated on this match. Those are the main leagues today. I don't like playing Champions League, as I've said, so might be a little quiet this evening. 2.25 and 2.25, didn't bother researching English League One. Don't like what I'm seeing from the market. Have a look at the standings, just give me an idea where these two are, or these teams are relative to each other. So we've got, it's all going. Lionel Blair, Burton and Crawley. Well, the quickest route to seeing where these two are relative to each other is in the standings here. So it's not a match I want to fixate on too much. Burton and Crawley. Crawley are third bottom. Burton are bottom. This could be a relegation 6-pointer, therefore. So you'd be looking to lay the late draw here. Stockport and Wycombe. Whereabouts are they? Well, Wycombe are second in the league. A win could take them equal on points with Birmingham. So that's plenty of motivation for them. Stockport, mid-table mediocrity, but a win for them takes them into the top 6 early season already. They're dependent on goal difference. So plenty of motivation for both of these for there not to be a draw. EFL Trophy might offer us some solace today. In-play stats, Peterborough came from behind in the Cup last time against Newport County. Could be reliable at home. They were reliable away. Northampton against Leicester under-21s. Just take your cues from the market and hope that the market is accurate. But Peterborough would stand out there for me today. That's about it, really. Quietish evening. Don't like the Champions League. Don't expect too much from me today. I make my money, really, in league football, which is far more readable than these are effectively one-off matches. A lot of the times, you're going to get some strange results. These kind of markets are a bit of a head-scratcher, given such a poor league. So we'll see what eventuates this evening. Match like this is incredibly tough to unpack as well. How on earth are you going to gauge these two? They've never met before. So difficult evening. You might not be seeing me at 8 o'clock, which is 3 a.m. Doesn't make any appeal to this competition. I might be around. I'm trying to I'm making money. So we'll keep up that, see if we can keep the momentum up, get the betting bank up. If the betting bank rises, your stakes rise, your winnings rise. Your betting bank rises, stakes rise, winnings rise. That's compounding. So we'll see if that works throughout this month. Have a great day. I'll be around for the early kickoffs. but no promises this evening. There's a lot of tough football. So says the market makers. Look at the first 2 matches in the Championship, 2.5, 2.45. Have a great day. I'll see you on Telegram a little bit later.